What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. Look, man, this Black Snape situation, to me, is hilarious. I'm having so much fun reading these articles and talking about it. I find it just hilarious because, look, I already said it. The series is already dead. It's dead to me. There's no real reason to, talk about it or follow it, except for the behind-the-scenes drama. Like all of the behind-the-scenes stuff and the memes and the jokes and the gags, that's what's fun about this. The series itself is already a dead duck. Nobody's coming to watch this, especially Potterheads. Potterheads, and we're going to see some more Harry Potter fans. I got some comments I'm going to go through. Potterheads are pissed. They're pissed. They're not checking for this. But any of them that were hoping that JK Rowling would come to the rescue and save this series by firing Black Snape and demanding that we have a book-accurate Snape cast in this thing, not happening, all right? Not happening. JK Rowling on why Paapa Essiedu won't be fired from the Harry Potter series for advocating for trans rights. And yeah, I said that on the last video. JK Rowling is not interested in firing this guy. She's not. Okay, she's making her money. She's good. It doesn't matter what happens with this dude. She's good. Is she all aboard for a Black Snape? Well, she was all aboard for a Black Hermione. And there's probably other race swaps. I started thinking about this. There's probably more race swaps, especially with one of the kids. One of those kids is going to be race swapped. I'm pretty sure it probably will be Hermione, but somebody's getting race swapped. There's another race swap coming. And that's going to absolutely completely torpedo this thing if it hasn't already been. But yeah, I said JK Rowling isn't going to want to, fire this guy because it's a bad look. It would be a bad look to fire this dude. Now, what I'm interested in is what he's going to say when somebody inevitably asks him, hey, Paapa Essiedu, how do you feel about J.K. Rowling's stance on trans rights? You are in the TV series. You are taking money from this quote-unquote transphobe, all right? So how do you feel about that? That's the interview I want to listen to because it's going to be funny watching this dude hem and haw his way through. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a whole lot of that. And I'm all ear for it, all right? But yeah, when it comes to J.K. Rowling, look, I'm going to go straight to the Twitter post that she put up, all right? Or X post. J.K. Rowling, this is what she said. I don't have the power to sack an actor from the series, and I wouldn't exercise it if I did. I don't believe in taking away people's jobs or livelihoods because they hold legally protected beliefs that differ from mine. Yeah, she would be a giant hypocrite because everybody's always constantly trying to cancel her or cancel the Harry Potter series or destroy the Harry Potter series because they don't like her beliefs. And so she would be a giant hypocrite if she did that to Paapa Essiedu. Yeah, she posted this thing up here from the Scottish Daily Express UK. JK Rowling won't have new Harry Potter TV star sacked despite defiance. So they're calling it defiance straight up. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, and here is that article on the Scottish Daily Express talking about that. The author is expected to leave the decision up to HBO bosses and the actor himself, who could miss out on millions from the major role if he chooses to step down. Now, this is the first time that I've heard people discussing him stepping down. Is it a possibility that the heat is going to get too hot for him? Because, look, everybody is cracking jokes and lampooning the hell out of this, from the United States as well as the UK.
Hello there, class. It is I, the new and upgraded version of Professor Snape.
Who enabled dark mode on the professor?
Okay. Yes, I look a bit different than the previous professor, but I promise you it is an upgrade.
No, it isn't.
That is your opinion. And
now everyone agrees.
Regardless, I am here and here to stay. Because I not only teach defense against the dark arts, I teach this here's potion class. So
you teach 2 classes?
Yes, I do.
You must owe a lot in child support.
Okay.
Professor, are you a half-blood or a full-blood wizard?
Well, technically I am considered
He's neither. He's a full crip.
Alright, we're just gonna focus on potions today.
Does every potion you make taste like grape?
No, it does not. Here, would you like to try
I don't think my mom would be okay with me drinking lean.
This is not lean. This is a polyjuice potion, which gives the drinker the ability to take on another's appearance.
Oh, so that explains why you look like a Dementor.
All right.
Maybe you should take on the appearance of a law-abiding citizen.
Really?
Professor, is there a such thing as an invisibility spell?
Thank you. A real question. Yes, of course there is. I can take one right now and show you.
But why would you take one when all you need to do is shut off the lights?
Okay. Any other questions before we continue?
Professor, how many cents a day did it take to feed you before you became a wizard? He's not a wizard, you idiot. He's clearly a voodoo priest.
Enough! You will not continue disrespecting me. I am the professor of this class.
He became one serious black. Quick, someone get that painting of that singing lady in the hallway.
You know what?
He needs a large white woman to calm him down before he ups the switch.
Fuck you and fuck this school.
Like I said, man, I'm here for the jokes. I'm here for the jokes. That was absolutely brilliant, man. That was absolutely hilarious. Serious black. I laughed my ass off through that whole thing when I saw it, man. That was awesome. But look, it says here that JK Rowling won't step in to push for the sacking of the actor set to play Severus Snape over his defiance by signing an open letter against the Supreme Court ruling an insider has claimed. So this was actually before that, obviously, when JK Rowling is saying, and they're talking about an insider. Paapa Essiedu is expected to be made a multi-millionaire from his recurring role in HBO's new Harry Potter TV series, and he faces backlash from the trans community for not quitting the show to spite the author. Now, Essiedu is known for his roles as George in science fiction TV show The Lazarus Project, his role of Kwame in drama I May Destroy You in Black Mirror, his casting caused outcry from fans of the Harry Potter books due to this character's established portrayal in the books as a pale-skinned man. It's all Potterheads. And it's not even some. It's everybody. Everybody is pissed. All right? Everybody's pissed. He joined other Harry Potter stars from the original trilogy, such as Eddie Redmayne and Katie Leung. What? Original trilogy? I guess they're talking about the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. Whatever. All right. Katie Leung, who played Cho Chang in signing the open letter. More than 400 industry professionals have put their names to it. And it says here, we stand in solidarity with members of the trans community impacted by the Supreme Court ruling, which makes it clear that the definition of a woman is based on biological sex and not gender identity. Development producer Sid Strickland of Motive Pictures and Jack Casey, I guess these are people over in the UK or Scotland, also expressed support for the trans, non-binary, and intersex communities impacted by the ruling. The open letter is urging cultural institutions and industry organizations such as Beck2, BAFTA, BFI, Directors UK, Picture House, BBC, Writers Guild, and Channel 4 to pledge their support for safeguarding trans people within the industry and their organizations. However, an insider has revealed that Rowling most likely won't care at all about the actor's defiance and wouldn't dream of him getting sacked despite her major role in the production. They told the Mail Online, I don't think they, Rowling and HBO, would want his sacking optically. If he chooses to leave the cast, then that's his personal decision, but it's a job on a huge show. Yeah, so this is the big thing, right? It is a job on a huge show. I mean, it's a big show for him, for his career. Like they said, they're talking about him leaving millions and millions of dollars on the table. Yeah, I don't think that, it's an easy decision, but it could get to the point where the pressure is too much. If you got fans just basically hating on this and constantly memeing it and slamming it, this guy might say, you know what, man, this is just too much. My career, it's going to go on and on and on beyond this show. I'm good. I'm leaving a lot of bread on the table. Like, there is literally a possibility that the memes and the jokes, I'm not suggesting anybody go out there and bully this person. I don't think that's right either, but memeing this, making fun of it, laughing at, lampooning it, having a great time with Black Snape. All right. Like some of these videos we're seeing, they're just absolutely hilarious. I don't think there's any reason that folks can't do that. And he might get so sick and tired of this, and maybe the trans community, because look, they coming at it from a whole different, ball of wax, like they coming at this dude hard, and they're slamming this cat, and they're saying, yo, bro, you don't stand with solidarity with us at all. So if he really is this quote unquote ally, like he's claiming to be, there's a possibility that he might say, you know what, I just need to dip up on out of here and get lost. All right, I'm not going to be in this show. And then HBO would have to say, all right, let's go and find somebody else. Maybe we get a book accurate Snape because we want folks to watch the show. All right. Look, fans are pissed that they're not recasting Snape or that they're going forward with a black Snape. That's really ultimately what it is. His trans issue stuff, that's for them weirdos, man. The weirdos care about that. All right. Harry Potter fans say, why are you got a black Snape in this thing? This is stupid. Yeah, everybody's responded to JK Rowling really doesn't have anything to do with that stance. All right, about, firing him based on his political beliefs or his, beliefs about trans rights. Everybody's saying, wait, like Kata, he shouldn't have a job in the first place because Snape isn't black. That's what the fans are saying. The people that are supposed to watch your show, HBO, that's what they think, all right? Savvy said, I think that's wonderful. Do you think casting directors should make an effort to respect an author's description of characters? If not, why have you not pushed for the greatest actor of all time, Samuel L. Jackson, to take the role of Harry Potter. I would absolutely watch that. Like, people are just cracking jokes. It's just all memes, jokes, laughter. That's all it is, man. All right. I said this. Paapa Essiedu shouldn't be fired for his views on trans rights. You're 100% on that. However, he shouldn't be Snape. For a series that is striving to be more faithful and accurate to the movies, it seems you and HBO are tone deaf to the audience you're making this series for. That's how I feel about the situation, all right? Star Wars timeline. I respect the position, but all fans see it for what it is. Blatant, lazy, blackwashing. I'm not white. I never needed to be represented in Goonies, Breakfast Club, or Young Guns to feel seen. People who can't empathize with characters based on skin color are mentally unstable, and film studios who feed them this crap are vile. Like, that's how the fans feel about this. Again, like I said, not just here in the United States, but over in the UK as well. Yeah, these are the comments from that Mail Online article that they got the quote from. JK Rowling doesn't care about new Harry Potter star's defiance as he now faces backlash from the trans community for virtue signaling, all right? Which is, again, the topic of the last video I did. The dude is straight up virtue signaling. He don't care either, all right? Nobody cares. They're just doing the dance that they got to do for the wokes, all right? We got to sign some stupid letter because we in this thing. All right, let me sign this, get the monkey off my back, so to speak, all right? But yeah, look how folks in the UK are talking about this. She doesn't have to. No one's going to be watching anyway. Completely rewriting Snape's character, especially after the original actor's passing, feels incredibly disrespectful. That alone is reason enough for me to avoid it. Like, everybody's like, yo, I'm not going to watch it anyway. These are folks in the UK, you know, probably the biggest Harry Potter heads in the world. And they're like, I'm good. I'm out. I'm not watching this trash. I think this is going to be the running theme pretty much from now until the show comes out. People are just going to come out and attack Black Snape. You know, and then if they do race swap somebody else, you're just going to see massive amounts of people just checking out. Yeah, look at this comment right here. This man was not the only signatory to the letter. Why target him alone and not the others? Gutter journalism at best. Racism all over this story. Racism was deliberately casting a black actor in the role, not written for a black actor because he is a black actor, which incidentally changes the entire dynamic of the role. That is racism, and I, as a long-standing Harry Potter fan, will boycott. Intelligent people can see through the story. This is terrible journalism because he was not sacked. The Daily Mail falsely created another angle for the story or to the story by planting the trans story to force him to resign. Shame on this gutter paper. Wow. A racism at the Daily Mail. So everybody's over here. They're coming at it from a racism angle. All right. A Daily Mail, why not target the other white people instead of him? And why front page news when last night it was not? You want to force him to resign if he can't be sacked. Shame on the Daily Mail. This is pure racism at its core. This thing is so juicy, man. Everything that's coming out about this is juice. It's so good, man. This is hilarious crap, man. They're targeting him, quote unquote, targeting him, if you want to call it that, because he's standing in defiance of JK Rowling and he's about to be in the new series. Like, what about this do you guys not get? All right? It's like JK Rowling on one side and him on the other, and they're at odds with each other. And so what happens here? JK is saying, hey, he's not going to be fired. I'm not going to fire him. All right? She would be a giant hypocrite if she did. In the meanwhile, you know, is he going to quit? Is he going to turn down millions of dollars? All right? Tune in next week, folks. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's total drama, and I don't know, man. To me, it should just be about, hey, we're just doing a book-accurate Harry Potter series. That's it. That's all. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens next. But you guys let me know what you think about this situation. These two right here. Look, we knew JK Rowling wasn't going to do it. I can't wait to see when this guy gets interviewed. I want to see what he has to say. All right? That, to me, is going to be the best. Like, let's look inside his head and let's see how much he really believes in these trans rights that he's standing up for. And how much does he really want to be Snape? Does he really want to be this? Is this a role of a lifetime for this guy? How much heat can he take? I'm interested to see what happens when the microphone is thrown in his face. Man, it's going to be spectacular. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.